staring at this bag for like an hour now, and I'm trying to get ready to go on this trip. One of my problems is the way I had it set up before is I had my camera body attached to the 70-200, and it would go here. Let me just show you. So I had a camera body attached to the 70-200, and they both went in here because there's a side pocket right there, and you could just pull it out that way. But it seems like every time I'd pull my camera out, I might want to use my 16-35 or the 24-105, and they sat here with the divider. Here's the dividers. So we'll put this Sigma right here. This is new. This is why you're here. So I'm thinking that if I swap these around, if I put this one here and this one here, I definitely want to keep the drone where it's at. So there's the drone remote, and then the drone is down in there. And then drone batteries and SD card case. So I'm thinking if I take this divider and put it right there, then I can take this one. Well, okay, I can put this one here, and then the 16-35 there, and then this guy can go there, my body can go there, and this is where I put my flash, and then my microphone. Either that sits there or this sits here. I don't know. I love this bag. It's been a great bag. It's even got this little compartment right here where I got things like a phone mount, and there's like a little puffer ball, and I think a GoPro battery in there. But laptop compartment. It's been a really good bag. The PG Y-Tech 1Mo. I don't know. I love it. It's a great bag. But it seems like every time I go to get my camera out, I'm having to switch lenses. And yeah, I just want my body to be separate from the lenses. So I think that'll work. Anyway, this guy is the reason you're here. So let's go sit down and talk about it. Okay. All right, before I get into talking about this lens a little bit, there's just something that I want to say. You know, I love every aspect of photography when it comes to the shapes and lines and curves of automotive photography, or the motion and candidness of street photography, or like the warm, inviting feeling from real estate photography. I mean, I love it all. You know, products, portraits, you name it. But macro is something that's kind of always been in my peripheral. You know, it's always kind of been there, like on the sideline. I never really paid much attention to it. And so I decided to start shopping around for a macro lens. And when I did, I realized real quick that it wasn't going to be a Canon RF 100mm, because that thing is like $1,400. Actually, I think right now it's on sale for like $1,000, but still way out of the ballpark. You know, not even close can I do that. So there's the Sigma 105, and then I discovered that Tamron had a 90mm macro, right? And I have been super satisfied with my G2 Tamron 70-200. That lens is awesome, with the exception of the zoom ring on the outside. That still bothers me to this day. And whenever I go back to another lens, like say a Sigma or a Canon, and then I hit the focus ring, you know, it just drives me crazy. So anyway, I picked this bad boy up on doing some horse trading, and I tell you, it does not disappoint. It lives up to that Tamron G2 standard. You know, all metal construction. It has the VC that Tamron's well known for. I mean, with the 7200, I was getting down to like a 15th of a second or like an eighth of a second. Handheld, man. I mean, that's incredible. And this one is no different. So, all right, it's 90 millimeter focal length, and it's just over 4.5 inches. I think it's coming in at, hold on, I got specs over here. So it's just over 1.25 pounds at 600 grams. It's 4.5 inches. It has a minimum aperture of 2.8 and a maximum aperture of 32, which is ridiculous. Every lens I've ever seen has always been 22. I've never seen one go to 32. So, which that makes sense, because when you get, you know, close to a subject, that focal plane is thin. I mean, look at this grasshopper right here. I think it's a grasshopper. It looks like a leaf, but it might be a locust. I don't know the difference. But look at this. I mean, you can see where his eyeball is in focus and his mouth is out of focus. I mean, you're talking about millimeters thin focal plane. Speaking of focusing, this has 11-inch minimum focus distance. And a lot of people believe that the 11 inches starts at the end of the lens, and that's not the case. It starts at the sensor. So if you're dealing with a 4.5-inch lens and you got an 11-inch focusing distance, I mean, so you're 7 inches away from the front element, which is impressive. So here is a picture of the Venus flytrap that I just got, just kind of testing. You know, I'm still new to macro. This is all new to me, and so you know, I took a picture of this Venus flytrap that I just got, and here's another one of a stink bug that I caught outside on the last few sunflowers we have left of the season. And then we had a few roses blooming, so I snapped a couple close-ups of it. And this one's kind of cool, the thorns of a cactus. Or maybe it's a yucca, I don't know, I think it's a cactus. It's some plant we have outside. But, I mean, look how close up it is, and look how big it is in the image. It's a true 1-to-1 magnification. So it's a 62 millimeter filter thread on the front, and the front element does have that fluorine coating that Tamron puts on everything. And another thing Tamron does really well is the weather sealing, and it's not just the rubber gasket that Canon can't seem to figure out how to put that on their mid-range lenses. But it's not only weather sealed there at the flange, it's also weather sealed throughout for dust and moisture. And for those of y'all that care, it's a 9-bladed diaphragm. I've never been able to tell the difference between a 9-blade and an 11-blade. Some people say they can. I'm one of those that can't. The bokeh balls look good if you're into bokeh balls. So it turns out that when I was doing research for firmware updates, that I found out that this lens was discontinued for the Nikon and the Canon mount in 2020. So any copy that you'll see available will be a used copy. So if you're looking to get into macro photography, you know me, I'm gonna recommend that you pick up a used lens first and not spend a bunch of money on a new one. But you know, to each his own. If you want to go out and spend $1,000, do it. But for $400, $350, I couldn't recommend this lens enough. You know, it lives up to the reputation that Tamron has built up over the years. It's extremely weather sealed. It's all metal construction. It's got optical stabilization. This one is definitely a keeper. I've never been big on primes, but I can certainly see why people like them. And I'm proud to have this one in my camera bag. So, you know the deal. If you found this at all helpful, hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed and you think I earned it, that'd be cool. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a video on firmware updates with the Tamron tap-in console. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure you stay tuned for that. And I'll try to get that up as soon as possible. And for all y'all that are subscribed, I really appreciate you. I couldn't do this without you. I wouldn't do this without you. And so, you know, thanks for being there as long as you have. And if you're new here, my name's Donnie, and I'm glad to have you. And as always, take care of yourselves. You know you deserve it. and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Tell me how